The galaxy was vast, a glittering expanse of stars and planets governed by the Galactic Council. For centuries, this coalition of alien races had maintained order among the stars, enforcing laws that ensured peace, or so they claimed. To humanity, Earth's first contact with extraterrestrial life had been nothing short of miraculous. They had dreamed of joining this interstellar community, of learning from advanced civilizations and sharing their own culture. But dreams rarely survive reality unscathed. It began with hope. When the Galactic Council arrived in Earth's orbit, humanity welcomed them with open arms. Delegations were sent, treaties signed, and trade agreements established. Humanity marveled at alien technology, ships that defied gravity, medicines that cured incurable diseases, and energy sources far cleaner than anything Earth could produce. For a brief moment, it seemed like Earth had found its place in the cosmos. But hubris has a way of unraveling even the brightest futures. In their eagerness to prove themselves worthy of galactic membership, humanity expanded too quickly. Overpopulation on Earth pushed them to seek resources beyond their home planet. Mining operations sprang up across the solar system, extracting minerals from asteroids and moons alike. One such operation took place on Lizera IV, a lush, bioluminescent world under strict council protection due to its fragile ecosystem. Humanity had been granted limited access to study the planet, not exploit it. No one knows exactly how it happened. Some say it was negligence, others whisper sabotage. Whatever the cause, the result was catastrophic. A mining drone malfunctioned, releasing toxic chemicals into Lizera IV's atmosphere. Within weeks, the planet's delicate balance collapsed. Forests turned to ash, rivers dried up, and countless species vanished forever. The Council was furious. Their outrage echoed through every communication channel, demanding answers and justice. Humanity pleaded ignorance, but excuses fell on deaf ears. The Council saw only destruction where there should have been harmony. In a unanimous decision, they declared humanity unfit for galactic citizenship. Earth and its colonies were placed under permanent quarantine, forbidden from leaving their solar system or interacting with other species. Trade routes were severed, embassies closed, and all diplomatic ties dissolved. Humanity had been cast out, not just physically, but symbolically, from the galactic stage. Back on Earth, despair gripped the population. Cities descended into chaos as economies crumbled overnight. Without alien technology to sustain them, humanity faced starvation, disease, and resource depletion. Governments scrambled to find solutions, but none could undo the damage wrought by their own ambition. Protests erupted worldwide, blaming leaders, corporations, and even the aliens who had abandoned them. Yet amidst the ruins, seeds of resilience began to sprout. Scientists pored over scraps of alien tech left behind during earlier exchanges, determined to unlock their secrets. Engineers worked tirelessly to reverse engineer what little they understood, cobbling together makeshift innovations. On Mars and Titan, rogue colonies thrived in isolation, free from Earth's bureaucracy. These outposts became beacons of hope, proving that humanity still possessed the will to adapt and survive. Among these pioneers stood Captain Elias Vera, a former diplomat turned revolutionary. Once tasked with bridging the gap between humans and aliens, he now rallied his people around a bold new vision. If the galaxy would not accept humanity, then humanity would build its own empire, one that would rise above the Council's judgment. As Earth faded into darkness, whispers of rebellion spread among the stars. Humanity had been banished, yes, but they were not defeated. Not yet. This version keeps things engaging while using simple language and sticking to third-person narration. Let me know if you'd like adjustments. The banishment hit humanity harder than anyone could have imagined. Without access to alien trade routes or advanced technology, Earth's already fragile systems began to collapse. Factories shut down due to lack of materials. Power grids flickered and failed as fuel reserves dwindled. Hunger swept through overcrowded cities, and hospitals struggled to treat patients without the medicines once supplied by alien allies. It was a bleak time, but even in the darkest moments, humanity found ways to fight back. On Mars, things were different. The red planet had always been a harsh place, unforgiving and barren. But now, cut off from Earth's chaos, its small colonies flourished in unexpected ways. With no council oversight, settlers experimented freely, pushing boundaries that would have been unthinkable before. Engineers repurposed old mining equipment into tools for survival, while scientists worked tirelessly to grow crops in Martian soil. Slowly but surely, Mars became more than just a distant outpost. It became a symbol of hope. Titan, Saturn's icy moon, followed suit. Its underground habitats buzzed with activity as colonists pooled their knowledge to solve problems. They developed new methods for extracting water from ice and created efficient recycling systems to stretch every resource. What started as isolated experiments soon turned into thriving communities, united by one shared goal: survival. And beyond mere survival, they dreamed of something greater, an empire built not on conquest, but on ingenuity. Back on Earth, efforts shifted inward. Scientists pored over fragments of alien tech salvaged during earlier diplomatic exchanges. A broken drone here, a damaged energy core there. Each piece held secrets waiting to be unlocked. Teams worked around the clock, disassembling and analyzing every component. Progress was slow, frustratingly so, but breakthroughs came when least expected. One day, a young engineer named Mira Solis managed to reverse engineer an alien power cell, unlocking the source of clean, renewable energy. News of her discovery spread like wildfire, reigniting hope across the globe. But innovation alone wasn't enough. Humanity needed leadership, someone who could unite fractured factions and inspire action. That person emerged in the form of Captain Elias Vera. Once a diplomat tasked with bridging the gap between humans and aliens, he had witnessed firsthand how quickly trust could crumble. Now, he stood at the forefront of a new movement, one determined to carve out a future independent of the Galactic Council. Vera traveled between Earth, Mars, and Titan, rallying support wherever he went. His speeches were simple yet powerful, reminding people of what made humanity unique: their ability to adapt, innovate, and persevere against all odds. "We may have been cast out," he declared during one such gathering, "but we are not defeated. If the galaxy won't accept us, then let's build our own destiny among the stars." His words struck a chord. Colonies began working together, sharing resources and ideas. Earth provided raw materials mined from asteroids within its solar system, while Mars and Titan contributed technological advancements. Together, they laid the foundation for something extraordinary: a fleet of ships designed not just for exploration, but for escape. Rumors circulated about wormhole technology, hidden in classified archives, remnants of humanity's brief partnership with alien races. If harnessed correctly, it could allow them to bypass the Council's enforced borders and venture into uncharted space. The idea was risky, even dangerous, but desperation breeds boldness. Plans were drawn up, resources allocated, and teams assembled. As humanity prepared for this daring leap into the unknown, divisions began to surface. Some believed in peaceful coexistence, hoping to rebuild their reputation and eventually rejoin galactic society. Others, however, saw opportunity in defiance. Why settle for scraps when they could claim entire star systems? Among these voices rose Governor Cal Draven, a ruthless leader from Titan who advocated aggressive expansion. He argued that humanity's survival depended on domination, not diplomacy. For now, unity held firm, driven by necessity. But tensions simmered beneath the surface, hinting at challenges yet to come. Humanity had taken its first steps toward independence, but freedom always comes at a cost. This version keeps the narrative engaging while using straightforward language and third-person style. Let me know if you'd like further tweaks. The dream of escape consumed humanity. For years, they had been trapped within their solar system, hemmed in by the Galactic Council's invisible walls. But now, whispers of a daring plan spread like wildfire through Earth, Mars, and Titan. It was called Exodus, a mission to shatter the chains of banishment and reclaim their place among the stars. At its heart lay an experimental technology that few believed would work: wormholes. Wormhole travel wasn't new to the galaxy. The Council's ships used it daily, zipping between distant systems as if crossing a room. Humanity had glimpsed this marvel during their brief period of interaction, but replicating it seemed impossible. Yet desperation breeds innovation. A team of scientists led by Dr. Elena Cruz, a brilliant physicist from Earth, had secretly worked on reverse engineering fragments of alien tech. Their breakthrough came when they discovered how to stabilize microscopic wormholes for short bursts. Though unstable and dangerous, these portals offered a glimmer of hope. Captain Elias Vera knew the risks. Wormholes could collapse at any moment, tearing ships apart or scattering them across the void. But staying behind meant certain doom. With resources dwindling and tensions rising, he made the call. Humanity would risk everything to break free. Preparations were frantic. Fleets of ships, patched together from scavenged parts and powered by Mira Solis energy cells, were retrofitted with experimental wormhole generators. Volunteers poured in from every colony, eager to leave the suffocating confines of their solar system. Families said tearful goodbyes, knowing they might never see each other again. Supplies were rationed, and routes were planned to minimize casualties. Every detail mattered. Failure wasn't an option. On launch day, humanity held its breath. Dozens of ships gathered near Neptune's orbit, their engines glowing faintly against the cold darkness of space. Captain Vera stood aboard the Aegis Dawn, his flagship, addressing the fleet over comms. Today, he said, his voice steady despite the weight of the moment, we step into the unknown. We carry not just our hopes, but the future of our species. No matter what happens, remember this: we are no longer prisoners. With those words, the first wormhole opened, a swirling vortex of light and energy that pulsed like a living thing. Ships entered one by one, vanishing into the shimmering gateway. Some emerged safely on the other side, finding themselves in uncharted regions of space, filled with strange stars and unfamiliar constellations. Others weren't so lucky. Several vessels disappeared entirely, lost to the unpredictable nature of the unstable portals. Screams of panic echoed through comm channels as some ships reported structural damage or complete loss of crew. Despite the chaos, the operation succeeded beyond expectations. Surviving fleets scattered across the galaxy, each tasked with establishing colonies wherever habitable planets could be found. Communication links weakened as distances grew, forcing groups to operate independently. Unity gave way to necessity, and humanity's collective spirit fractured slightly. But survival came first. Yet freedom came at a cost. As the dust settled, questions arose. What kind of empire would humanity build? Would they seek peace, or would they follow Governor Cal Draven's vision of conquest? Already, rumors trickled in about hostile alien races patrolling nearby sectors, wary of intruders. Humanity had escaped their prison, but the galaxy was far from welcoming. For now, though, there was relief and determination. They had broken free, proving to themselves and perhaps even to the Council that humanity wasn't done fighting. Not yet. This version maintains simplicity while keeping the narrative engaging and action-packed. Let me know if you'd like adjustments. The scattered fleets of humanity drifted through uncharted space, their ships battered but resolute. Each vessel carried not just survivors, but pioneers, people determined to carve out a new life among the stars. What they found in these untamed regions of the galaxy was beyond anything they could have imagined. One fleet stumbled upon a planet bathed in perpetual twilight, its skies painted with hues of violet and gold. The air shimmered with an otherworldly glow caused by crystalline organisms that floated like dandelion seeds on the wind. These creatures weren't just beautiful. They were intelligent. When humans approached cautiously, the crystals emitted soft hums, resonating at frequencies that seemed to align with human brainwaves. Scientists quickly realized these beings could enhance mental capabilities, boosting memory, focus, and even creativity. Dubbed Luminara, the crystals became invaluable tools for survival, allowing humanity to solve problems faster and adapt more efficiently to their harsh surroundings. Another fleet discovered something far darker: a desolate moon orbiting a dying star. Its surface was littered with ruins, remnants of a civilization long gone. Towering spires of black stone rose from the ground, etched with intricate carvings that glowed faintly under artificial light. Explorers ventured inside one structure and uncovered ancient logs stored in holographic archives. The messages spoke of a catastrophic event called the Singularity Collapse, which unleashed monstrous entities known as the Voidborn upon the galaxy. These creatures consumed everything in their path: planets, stars, entire civilizations, until nothing remained but ash and silence. The discovery sent shockwaves through humanity's ranks. Could the Voidborn still exist? Were they responsible for wiping out this precursor race? If so, what chance did humanity stand against such horrors? Fear spread rapidly, but alongside it came determination. Humanity had faced extinction before, and they refused to let fear paralyze them. A third fleet made contact with a species unlike any other. On a lush jungle planet teeming with bioluminescent flora, they encountered the Zentari, avian humanoids with iridescent feathers and sharp talons. At first, the Zentari viewed the newcomers with suspicion, attacking scouting parties and dragging them away. But after weeks of cautious diplomacy led by Captain Elias Vera himself, communication opened. The Zentari revealed that they too had suffered under the Council's rule, forced into servitude for centuries. Their leader, a wise elder named Kalis, agreed to share knowledge about nearby systems in exchange for promises of mutual aid. As humanity settled into these newfound worlds, tensions simmered beneath the surface. Resources were scarce, and not everyone shared the same vision for the future. Some colonies embraced peaceful coexistence, focusing on rebuilding and learning from alien cultures. Others, inspired by Governor Cal Draven's rhetoric, began fortifying their settlements and stockpiling weapons. They argued that humanity couldn't afford to be weak, not when unknown threats loomed in every corner of the galaxy. And then there were the Voidborn. Though no one had seen them yet, their legend haunted every decision. Scouts reported strange disturbances near certain sectors, ships vanishing without trace, planets reduced to barren wastelands overnight. Rumors whispered of shadowy figures lurking in deep space, watching, waiting. Despite the dangers, humanity pressed on. They built shelters, cultivated crops, and forged alliances where possible. Every colony became a testament to resilience, a beacon of hope in an unforgiving universe. Yet even as they thrived, questions lingered. How much time did they have before the Voidborn returned? And when they came, would humanity stand united or fall apart? For now, though, humanity clung to the stars, determined to claim their place among them, even if it meant confronting nightmares older than time itself. This version keeps the tone engaging while introducing new mysteries and challenges. Let me know if you'd like tweaks. As humanity's scattered fleets settled into their new worlds, the cracks in their fragile unity began to widen. Each colony faced its own struggles: harsh climates, dwindling resources, and the ever-present threat of unknown dangers lurking in the void. But the greatest challenge wasn't external, it was internal. Without a central authority, divisions grew sharper, threatening to tear apart everything they had fought so hard to build. On Earth, Captain Elias Vera watched these fractures with growing concern. Communication between colonies had become sporadic at best, with some refusing to share vital resources or information. Worse still, Governor Cal Draven's influence spread like wildfire across several key settlements, including Titan. His fiery speeches called for aggressive expansion, urging humanity to claim as much territory as possible before alien races could retaliate. "The galaxy is vast," he declared during one broadcast, "and we will not survive by hiding in shadows. We must take what we need, or perish. Draven's words resonated with many who felt abandoned by the council and betrayed by their own leaders. For years, they had endured hardship, while others seemed content to rebuild slowly. Now, they demanded action. Colonies loyal to Draven began fortifying their outposts, stockpiling weapons scavenged from old ships and reverse-engineered alien tech. Some even launched raids on neighboring human settlements, seizing supplies under the guise of survival. Tensions escalated, and whispers of civil war filled the airwaves. Vera knew something had to be done. If humanity turned on itself now, all hope would be lost. He called for an emergency summit aboard his flagship, the Aegis Dawn. Representatives from every colony were invited, scientists, engineers, governors, and soldiers, to discuss the future of their fledgling empire. The response was mixed. Some saw the gathering as a chance to heal divisions. Others viewed it as a trap orchestrated by Vera to consolidate power. The summit took place on a remote asteroid base, far from prying eyes. Dozens of leaders gathered in a dimly lit chamber, their faces illuminated only by holographic displays, showing maps of human-controlled space. Vera stood at the center, his voice calm but firm. "We are one people," he said, addressing the room. "No matter where we come from or what challenges we face, we share the same blood, the same dreams. If we fight among ourselves, we'll give the galaxy exactly what it expects. Proof that humanity cannot rise above its flaws." But unity wouldn't come easily. Governor Draven arrived late, flanked by armed guards, and immediately challenged Vera's authority. "You speak of dreams," he sneered, "but dreams don't fill stomachs or protect borders. Humanity needs strength, not speeches." His supporters cheered, drowning out voices of dissent. Arguments erupted, tempers flared. And for a moment, it seemed the meeting would collapse into chaos. Then came a turning point. A scientist named Dr. Elena Kruz stepped forward, holding up a small crystalline shard, the Luminarid discovered on the Twilight Planet. "This is what we can achieve when we work together," she said, her tone measured but passionate. "It enhances our minds, solves problems, and gives us tools to survive. Imagine what else we could accomplish if we stopped fighting each other." Her words struck a chord. Slowly, reluctantly, factions began to listen. Compromises were made. Shared resource pools, mutual defense pacts, and joint exploration missions. By the end of the summit, a fragile agreement emerged. The Human Federation, a coalition dedicated to cooperation and collective survival. Yet even as hands were shaken and treaties signed, suspicion lingered. Draven left early, vowing to pursue his vision regardless of the Federation's stance. And beyond humanity's borders, the Voidborn watched silently, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. For now, though, humanity stood united, at least on paper. Whether that unity would hold remained to be seen. This version balances tension and resolution while keeping the narrative engaging. Let me know if you'd like adjustments. The Human Federation had been born out of necessity, but its foundation was shaky at best. While some colonies embraced unity, others remained skeptical, clinging to their own agendas. Amidst this fragile alliance, exploration teams continued venturing into uncharted space, driven by curiosity and desperation. What they uncovered next would change everything. On a barren moon orbiting a gas giant, one such team stumbled upon an ancient vault buried beneath layers of ice and rock. The structure was unmistakably alien, its metallic surface etched with the same intricate carvings found in the ruins of the precursor civilization. Inside, they discovered more logs, fragmented recordings detailing the final days of the precursors before the singularity collapse. But these weren't just warnings. They were instructions. According to the logs, the precursors had created a device capable of sealing away the Voidborn permanently, a weapon so powerful it could reshape reality itself. However, activating it required 3 key artifacts scattered across the galaxy. Each artifact was hidden on worlds guarded by hostile forces loyal to the Galactic Council. Humanity now faced a choice: Risk everything to retrieve these relics or abandon hope of ever defeating the Voidborn. Captain Elias Vera didn't hesitate. If we want a future, he told his advisors aboard the Aegis Dawn, we have no choice but to try. Plans were drawn up for a daring mission codenamed Legacy. Teams of scouts, engineers, and soldiers prepared to infiltrate Council-controlled territory, knowing full well that failure meant death, or worse, capture. The first artifact lay on a volcanic planet swarming with Krillian mercenaries, brutal insectoid warriors hired by the Council to patrol border regions. A small strike team led by Lieutenant Mara Solon, a fearless pilot known for her quick thinking, was tasked with retrieving it. Disguised as traders, they landed on the planet under the cover of night. The artifact was housed inside a fortress carved into the side of an active volcano, its defenses formidable. Using Luminara-enhanced tactics, the team disabled automated turrets and slipped past patrols undetected. When they finally reached the relic, a pulsating orb of dark energy, they triggered alarms. Chaos erupted as Krillians swarmed the fortress, forcing the team to fight their way out. Against all odds, they escaped, leaving behind scorched earth and shattered enemies. Meanwhile, rumors spread about the second artifact, said to be located deep within a labyrinthine jungle ruled by the aquatic Nimari. These beings, though wary of humans, had recently begun tentative trade relations after Captain Vera's diplomatic efforts. Retrieving the artifact from them would require finesse rather than force. Diplomats worked tirelessly to negotiate access, offering advanced medical technology in exchange. After tense negotiations, the Nimari agreed, but only if humanity promised protection against marauding pirates plaguing their waters. The third artifact proved the most elusive. Hidden on a frozen wasteland patrolled by Centauri warbands, it demanded not just stealth but brute strength. Governor Kel Draven saw this as an opportunity to prove his vision of dominance. Ignoring Federation orders, he launched his own expedition, leading the heavily armed fleet to seize the relic by any means necessary. His actions sparked outrage among Federation leaders, further straining already fragile alliances. As retrieval missions unfolded, humanity faced mounting challenges. Betrayal loomed large when spies revealed that Draven had secretly brokered a deal with the Council, offering intel on human operations in exchange for power. Trust dissolved, and factions turned against each other once more. Yet even amidst betrayal and conflict, progress was made. 2 artifacts were secured, bringing humanity closer to assembling the precursor device. Hope flickered like a candle in the wind, but it burned brightly enough to keep them moving forward. The Voidborn still watched, patient and relentless, waiting for humanity to falter. For now, the race was on. Could humanity unite long enough to complete the device, or would their divisions destroy them before the Voidborn struck? This version keeps the tension high while advancing the plot and introducing new stakes. Let me know if you'd like adjustments. The hunt for the precursor artifacts had pushed humanity to its limits, but Captain Elias Vera knew their survival depended on more than just brute force. To stand a chance against the Voidborn and the Galactic Council's growing hostility, they needed allies. The Federation couldn't fight this war alone. Vera embarked on a covert mission to rally alien species dissatisfied with the Council's rule. His first stop was the oceanic homeworld of the Nimari, an aquatic race whose shimmering cities floated beneath endless waves. Though initially wary of humans, the Nimari admired their determination and ingenuity. During negotiations, Vera offered them advanced filtration systems capable of purifying contaminated waters, a gift that would save countless lives. In return, the Nimari pledged military support, vowing to protect human convoys from pirate attacks. Next, Vera traveled to the volcanic peaks of Zentaria, home of the avian Zentari. Their leader, Kalis, greeted him with skepticism. "Why should we trust you?" she asked, her voice sharp as talons. Vera didn't flinch. He reminded her of their shared suffering under the Council's tyranny and promised autonomy for all allied species within the Human Federation. After days of deliberation, The Zentari agreed to join the cause, offering their elite warriors and swift ships to bolster humanity's defenses. But diplomacy wasn't without its dangers. Word of Vera's missions reached Governor Cal Draven, who saw betrayal at every turn. Furious that Vera was forging alliances without consulting him, Draven doubled down on his secret pact with the Council. Using stolen intel, he leaked the locations of human colonies to Council envoys, hoping to weaken the Federation and solidify his own power. His actions sowed discord among humanity's ranks, with some colonies questioning whether unity was worth the cost. Back in Federation space, tensions boiled over. When news broke of Draven's treachery, Loyalist forces mobilized to confront him. Skirmishes erupted near Titan, where Draven's stronghold lay fortified. Civilians caught in the crossfire fled to safer colonies, while others took up arms, unsure whom to trust. The Federation teetered on the brink of collapse, torn between those who believed in cooperation and those who sought domination. Amidst the chaos, a glimmer of hope emerged. A third faction arose, moderates led by Dr. Elena Cruz, who advocated compromise over conflict. They proposed a temporary ceasefire, urging both sides to focus on retrieving the final artifact before the Voidborn struck again. Reluctantly, Vera and Draven agreed, though neither trusted the other. The final artifact rested on a frozen moon patrolled by Council drones and automated defenses. Vera assembled a joint task force, combining Federation troops, Nymeria submersibles, and Zentari Skyriders. The operation was risky, requiring precise coordination. As the fleet approached the moon, cloaking devices masked their presence, but one ship's malfunction triggered alarms. Council reinforcements arrived faster than expected, forcing the Alliance into a desperate battle. In the heat of combat, unlikely heroes emerged. Lieutenant Mara Solon piloted her fighter through a hail of laser fire, disabling enemy turrets to clear a path for ground teams. Meanwhile, Zentari warriors swooped down from above, distracting Council forces long enough for Nymeria divers to retrieve the artifact from an underwater vault. By the time the last soldier retreated to safety, the cost had been high. Ships destroyed, lives lost. But the relic was theirs. Yet victory came with strings attached. Draven used the chaos to tighten his grip on Titan, consolidating resources and rallying supporters to his cause. Betrayal lingered like a shadow, threatening to unravel everything they had achieved. Still, the precursor device was nearly complete, and humanity clung to the hope that it could end the Voidborn threat once and for all. For now, alliances held, but how long would they last? This version balances action, intrigue, and character dynamics while keeping the narrative engaging. Let me know if you'd like tweaks. The final artifact was secured, but humanity's trials were far from over. With the precursor device nearly complete, tensions reached a boiling point both within the human Federation and beyond its borders. The Voidborn loomed closer than ever, their shadowy presence detected near several key colonies. At the same time, Governor Cal Draven's rebellion threatened to tear the Federation apart. Humanity found itself fighting not one war, but two. On Earth, Captain Elias Vera worked tirelessly to assemble the precursor device. Engineers pieced together the three artifacts, each glowing with an eerie energy that pulsed in sync. When activated, the device would create a massive containment field capable of sealing away the Voidborn permanently. But there was a catch. Powering the device required immense energy, more than any single colony could provide. Scientists determined that entire fleets would need to be sacrificed as conduits, their reactors feeding directly into the machine. It was a grim reality, but one they couldn't avoid if they wanted to survive. Meanwhile, Draven's forces launched a full-scale assault on Federation strongholds. His propaganda painted Vera as weak and indecisive, claiming that only through domination could humanity thrive. Entire colonies defected to his side, enticed by promises of autonomy and protection. Draven's strategy was brutal yet effective. He targeted supply lines, cutting off resources to loyalist factions and forcing them into submission. Cities burned, and countless lives were lost as the civil war raged across human-controlled space. Vera knew he couldn't fight both enemies at once. He ordered Loyalist forces to hold their ground while he focused on completing the precursor device. "We can't win this war unless we end the Voidborn first," he told his advisors during a tense meeting aboard the Aegis Dawn. "If we fail, nothing else matters." As work on the device progressed, reports poured in about Voidborn attacks growing more frequent and ferocious. Entire planets were reduced to barren wastelands overnight, their populations wiped out without warning. Scouts described the creatures as amorphous shadows, shifting between forms and consuming everything in their path. Fear spread like wildfire, even among hardened soldiers who had faced death countless times before. The decisive moment came when Voidborn scouts breached the perimeter of a major colony world, a thriving hub called New Horizon. Thousands of civilians scrambled for evacuation ships as the creatures descended, their screams echoing through comm channels. Vera made the painful decision to divert reinforcements meant for Titan to defend New Horizon instead. "We protect our people," he declared, "no matter the cost." The battle for New Horizon became legendary. Loyalist fleets clashed with the Voidborn in orbit, while ground troops fought desperately to buy time for evacuations. Lieutenant Mara Solon led a daring strike team deep into enemy territory, destroying key Voidborn spawn points and buying precious minutes. Centauri warriors dove from the skies, their talons tearing through shadowy tendrils, while Mimari submarines disrupted the creatures' movements beneath the surface. Together, they held the line long enough for most civilians to escape, but not without heavy losses. Back on Titan, Draven seized the opportunity to tighten his grip. With Federation forces stretched thin, he launched a devastating attack on Earth itself, capturing critical infrastructure and declaring himself supreme leader of humanity. Chaos erupted as some colonies sided with him, while others vowed to resist until the bitter end. Despite the turmoil, Vera refused to give up. The precursor device was ready, or nearly so. All that remained was activating it, a task requiring someone willing to stay behind and ensure its success. As the Voidborn closed in, Vera made his choice. He would pilot the core reactor himself, sacrificing his life to save what remained of humanity. Hope flickered faintly amidst the flames of war. Could humanity unite long enough to activate the device, or would betrayal and fear consume them entirely? This version balances action-packed scenes with emotional stakes, keeping readers engaged. Let me know if you'd like adjustments. The precursor device stood ready, a towering construct of alien artifacts and human ingenuity. Its surface pulsed with an ominous glow, as though it were alive, waiting to unleash its power. But activating it was no simple task. It required immense energy, more than any conventional power source could provide. Engineers had calculated that multiple ships would need to channel their reactors directly into the device, effectively turning them into sacrificial conduits. Someone would have to stay behind to oversee the process, ensuring every step went according to plan. Captain Elias Vera knew what he had to do. "I'll pilot the core reactor," he announced during a somber meeting aboard the Aegis Dawn. His voice left no room for argument. "This is my responsibility. I started this fight. I'll finish it." His advisors protested, urging him to reconsider. Lieutenant Mara Solon stepped forward, her expression fierce. "Sir, you're needed elsewhere. Let me take your place." Others echoed her plea, but Vera shook his head firmly. "No, this isn't just about survival. It's about unity. If I don't lead by example, how can I ask anyone else to make sacrifices?" Reluctantly, they agreed. Vera prepared for the mission, knowing it would be his last. As he recorded messages for future generations, words of hope, resilience, and defiance, he couldn't help but feel a pang of regret. Humanity had come so far, endured so much, yet here they were, still fighting for their very existence. Meanwhile, Governor Cal Draven continued his assault on Earth, consolidating power and crushing resistance. Loyalist forces fought valiantly to reclaim key locations, But morale wavered under the weight of overwhelming odds. Civilians fled bombed-out cities, carrying little more than memories of better days. Yet amidst the chaos, whispers of rebellion stirred. Underground networks formed, vowing to strike back against Draven's tyranny. Among them was Dr. Elena Cruz, who rallied survivors with quiet determination. "We may not have weapons," she told them, "but we have something stronger, our will to survive." As humanity battled itself, the Voidborn launched their final assault. Entire fleets converged on the moon, where the precursor device was housed, drawn by the artifact's energy signature. Scouts reported waves of shadowy creatures descending like a storm, their forms shifting and merging into grotesque shapes. It was clear, if the device failed, nothing would stop the Voidborn from consuming what remained of humanity. Vera boarded the core reactor module, flanked by a small team of engineers and volunteers. Together, they initiated the activation sequence, guiding energy flows from nearby ships into the device. Outside, Loyalist forces engaged the Voidborn in a desperate bid to buy time. Centauri fighters soared through the skies, diving at enemies with razor-sharp precision, while Nymeria submarines disrupted Voidborn movements beneath the surface. Every second counted. Back on Earth, Loyalists staged a daring counterattack against Draven's stronghold. Guerrilla tactics and sabotage weakened his grip, allowing them to retake critical infrastructure. In a climactic ground battle near Earth's capital, Draven himself led the charge, but overconfidence proved his undoing. Cornered and outnumbered, he was captured, his rebellion crumbling around him. As the Voidborn pressed closer, Vera activated the device's containment field. A blinding light erupted, spreading outward like ripples on water. The Voidborn screeched, their forms dissolving into nothingness as the field engulfed them. Cheers erupted among the surviving fleets, but inside the reactor module, Vera closed his eyes, accepting his fate. The galaxy fell silent. Humanity had won, but at great cost. And though Vera was gone, his legacy burned brightly in the hearts of those who remained. This version balances action, sacrifice, and emotional stakes while keeping readers hooked. Let me know if you'd like tweaks. The galaxy stood still in the aftermath. The Voidborn were gone, sealed away by the precursor device, their shadowy forms erased as though they had never existed. Humanity mourned Captain Elias Vera's sacrifice, but his death became a rallying cry for unity and resilience. News of his final act spread across colonies, inspiring even those who had once doubted him. "He gave everything so we could live," Lieutenant Mara Solon said during a memorial broadcast. "Let's honor him by building something worth fighting for." With the immediate threat neutralized, humanity turned its attention inward. Governor Kael Draven's capture marked the end of his rebellion, but the scars of civil war lingered. Earth's cities lay in ruins, Titan's infrastructure was crippled, and countless lives had been lost. Yet amidst the devastation, seeds of renewal began to sprout. Under Dr. Elena Cruz's leadership, reconstruction efforts focused not just on rebuilding, but on fostering cooperation. Colonies shared resources, scientists collaborated on sustainable technologies, and leaders worked to heal old wounds. One of the most significant changes came from the alliances forged during the war. The Nymeria and Centauri, who had fought alongside humanity, chose to remain partners rather than return to isolation. Together, they formed the United Galactic Accord, a coalition dedicated to mutual protection and exploration. For the first time, humanity wasn't alone in the stars. Though still banned by the Galactic Council, they earned grudging respect from some alien races, particularly those disillusioned with the Council's rigid control. But peace didn't come without challenges. Rumors circulated about rogue factions within the Council plotting retaliation against humanity. Others whispered of ancient threats lying dormant beyond the edges of known space. Humanity couldn't afford complacency, not when survival depended on constant vigilance. On New Horizon, now rebuilt as a symbol of hope, a monument was erected in Vera's honor. It depicted a figure standing tall against a swirling void, arms outstretched as if embracing the future. Beneath it, an inscription read, "We are no longer prisoners of our past. We are pioneers of tomorrow." As new colonies flourished and old ones recovered, humanity embraced its identity as survivors and innovators. They developed faster than light travel using modified wormhole technology, allowing them to explore farther than ever before. Artists celebrated their journey through music, literature, and art, capturing both the pain and triumph of their struggle. Schools taught children about the sacrifices made to secure their freedom, ensuring that stories like Vera's would never be forgotten. Yet perhaps the greatest legacy was humanity's newfound sense of purpose. No longer content to simply exist, they sought to leave their mark on the galaxy, not through conquest, but through collaboration. Trade routes opened between allied species, cultural exchanges enriched societies, and joint expeditions uncovered wonders previously hidden from view. Humanity had risen above judgment and exclusion, proving that strength lies not in dominance, but in unity. In distant corners of the galaxy, whispers reached the ears of the Galactic Council. Some members dismissed humanity as irrelevant. Others acknowledged their tenacity with reluctant admiration. A few even suggested reopening diplomatic talks, but humanity wasn't interested in begging for acceptance anymore. They had carved out their place among the stars, and nothing could take that away. As ships sailed toward uncharted horizons, carrying dreams of discovery and progress, one truth remained clear. Humanity had defied the odds, turning exile into empire. Their story wasn't over. It was just beginning. And somewhere, in the vastness of space, the memory of Captain Elias Vera guided them forward, a beacon of courage lighting the way. This version wraps up the story with emotional resonance, reflection, and a hopeful outlook for the future. Let me know if you'd like adjustments.